Everything is so clear in my mind, as if it were happening right now. I don't know if you remember, but when you dropped me off that night, it was very late. I knew my parents would be waiting for me, but I didn't care. We had such a good time. The minute I walked in the door, my parents started yelling at me and cursing me. We had such a big fight. My mom slapped me. That was the first time my mother had ever hit me. I couldn't believe it. I ran out the door and into the woods. I wanted to punish them, so I decided to hide out all night. I thought I'd get them so worried that they'd be sorry for what they did. It had been raining and the woods were cold and wet, but I found a dry spot under an old oak tree. I guess I fell asleep. All I can remember next is being startled out of sleep by the sound of footsteps. I was sure it was Dad, so I just sat up and I listened for him. But the footsteps stopped. Then there was this cracking noise behind me. I turned around and standing there was this hideous-looking man. He was so grotesque, he was almost inhuman. He had a knife, and he attacked me with it. I was so hysterical, I don't know how I was even able to think, but I kicked the knife out of his hands and I ran. He ran after me. He caught me and he pulled me down on the ground. I was kicking and screaming and yelling, but it didn't do any good. He dragged me along the ground and I blacked out. I don't know what happened after that. I just don't know. When I woke up, I was in my own bed. My parents have never said a word about it. They act as if the whole thing never happened, but it did. All I want is to just forget it, but I can't. I'll never forget that horrible face. Never.